just to quote her, specifically said that the rough guidelines for her high-fat carnivore diet way of eating that is so good for women of all ages and for hormone healing as well is 1 stick of butter a day at least. She puts a lot of her clients who need to do more healing on 2 sticks of butter a day. Ground beef is the cheapest option, and I specifically got the chuck version. So this ground beef is from the chuck cut, which means it is tender, fatty, and delicious. As you can see, it also is labeled 80-20, so that's actually ideal. According to Dr. Bright, you don't have to obsess over numbers, track and perfect it to the point where everything you eat is 80-20. It's always nice to just know that the ground beef that you're eating is already in the ideal ratio. So 80-20 ground beef. And then I got 2 boxes, 2 dozens of eggs, and these are Happy Egg brand, which I have heard so many great things about. When you can get high quality at still a very budget-friendly price, that is ideal. So we want quality over quantity. That's why I opted out of their cage-free, super cheap eggs, because at the end of the day, we still want nutrient-dense, quality carnivore foods. So these Happy Eggs are a perfect in-the-middle option. 2 of these 8-ounce blocks of Kerrygold butter right here at $4.18 per block. And by the way, each block is 8 ounces, which is 227 grams. I highly recommend that you guys go by appetite when it comes to the amount of food. For my females who have a lot to heal, who still have a cycle, your appetite and your hunger and cravings for amounts of fat will in fact change day to day. For example, me, I crave extremely high amounts of fat the days leading up to my period and all throughout my cycle. From day 1 of carnivore, I have always eaten extremely high fat, at least 1 stick of butter a day, and I credit that to why I healed so quickly, how I got my period back within just 2 months of carnivore. I highly recommend that you slowly work your way up to more and more fat. I would actually start off with just 1 sliver more per day. Exactly like how I cut it, that is 1 sliver. Just work up per day, 1 sliver per day. And if that is too much, I would honestly do 1 extra sliver more per 2 to 3 days. Whatever it takes for your body to easily transition and work up the tolerance. And I'm just going to be sauteing the ground beef loose, which means I won't be shaping it into patties or any meatball sizes. It's just going to be loose ground beef. And here's a quick trick to make the ground beef cook even quicker is to do a steam saute. So just put a tiny bit of water in the pan to get that ground beef cooking faster. Once your pot of water is to a boil, you can add in your eggs to start hard boiling. I usually boil for a total of 8 minutes. Here's the ground beef after 5 minutes of cooking. You can see that the water is starting to evaporate. Feel free to season however you like. Once your boiled eggs are done, you can transfer them to an ice bath, which is water with ice, cold bowl of water, to prevent the eggs from cooking further and to make it extremely easy to peel. We're going to aim for 3 meals a day to start off this high-fat protocol, which is what Dr. Bright recommends. 3 meals a day, which means you can slice that stick of butter to 3 equal parts. Here's the final presentation. I have 4 slivers of butter, which is 1/3 of that stick of butter already in my first meal. And please note that I purposely topped the meal with chilled solid butter. Why? Because this is so much easier for your body to digest. Anything that is solid, chilled, cold, frozen even when it comes to fats is easier for the body to digest and retain. Anything that is melted, rendered, hot and liquidy is going to go right through you. It's going to cause nausea, diarrhea, and acid reflux. So that's why throughout this video, you will see that I never cook the butter. I always top my meals with the butter or incorporate it in ways where it is still solid. We're going to smash those boiled eggs first and add that 1/3 of butter into the smashed eggs and mix that all up, really blend it in, incorporate that solid butter as much as possible into the egg salad. Here's the egg salad with the full 1/3 block of butter incorporated in. You can store this in a Tupperware container and enjoy it throughout the week. You can eat it chilled. You can eat it room temperature, slightly warm. Again, I would not eat this hot because all that butter and fat in this salad will melt and cause nausea. I have split that ground beef block to another quarter, and I'm going to take that quarter of meat, mash it into burger patties, and start cooking. This is a good time to, again, season how you love, salt and pepper, whatever seasoning, spices you love. You can add it to the ground beef, cover that pan so the grease does not get everywhere, and I'm going to cook each side for about 3 to 4 minutes on medium-high heat. This right here is that dangerous rendered hot melted fat. I would avoid this at all costs, especially if you are new to high fat eating, if you are new to carnivore diet in general, because this ingredient right here, hot melted fat, will give you so many issues like nausea, heartburn, acid reflux, diarrhea, bad digestion, bloat, gas. Don't throw it away because you can save it, put it in a glass jar or a glass cup, and use it as your go-to cooking oil.